Hello everyone, this video is called Who Are You Entertaining? The scripture for this video comes from Romans 12:2, which states, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." The mind is, we all know, everybody that watch these videos, everybody that's that's on earth knows that the mind is very powerful. But I don't think that we even stop to think about how vulnerable our mind is at times too. And I say that because my mind, the thoughts that I used to entertain and the thoughts that I still entertain, don't think I'm perfect, because I'm not. I still have these thoughts. I still battle with these things. That's why it was so hard for me to bring this message. God put this message in my spirit weeks ago, and I battle with it. Lord, this ain't for me. I'm still having these thoughts. I'm still, Lord, I can't. How am I gonna tell people something? How I'm gonna bring your word forth when my mind ain't even right? I was scared. I didn't want to bring it forth, but God kept nudging me to do it, so I'm here and I'm doing it. But back to not knowing how vulnerable the mind is. The mind is so vulnerable. It's a gateway, basically. I call it the gateway because it allows good and it allows bad to come in. And the enemy is so weak that he has to attack us where we are most vulnerable, where we are most tricked, and that is in our mind. That's in our mind. So let me rephrase that. Let me just give it to you cutthroat. The enemy attacks you in your mind. The enemy attacks you in your mind. The reason why is because he knows that if he can instill fear in us, if he can bring those tricky thoughts up in our mind, and if we can entertain those thoughts, he can keep us stuck in these situations, stuck in not achieving our goals by placing fear in us, stuck depressed by bringing up all these childhood memories that we should have let go of, stuck arguing and fighting with family and friends and people that we had good relationships with, because he bringing these thoughts of the past to our mind. We have to know, we as children of God, we as humans, not just children of God, because some people's not believers, but I'm speaking to the children of God and to the ones that's not a believer. We have to know when to entertain these thoughts and when to get these thoughts out of our mind. We have to know. Just because you have these thoughts does not mean you are a bad person. Does not mean you are an evil person. Does not mean you are crazy. Does not mean any of that. So many times I thought, oh Lord, this thought coming to mind, I must be evil. I must be crazy. Why am I having these thoughts? And I would just ponder on them until I start having anxiety, panic attacks, because I didn't know how to battle the enemy. I didn't know how to kick the enemy out of my mind. I didn't know how to do that. The enemy is just really sneaky, and he's really weak. So what better way to come into our mind? He will fill your mind with all kind of thoughts like, oh, you not better, you not good, you not smart, you can't do this. That's what happened when I started to write my book. The enemy started to come into my mind and tell me all types of things like, oh no, you're not smart enough to do this. Nobody will read this. You ain't gonna heal nobody. You ain't called by God. That's what the enemy does. That's what he does. And he wants to keep you in that place. He wants you to believe those thoughts that come to your mind. But I stand here to tell you today that you don't have to entertain those thoughts any longer. We have to know that our mind belongs to us. This right here is yours. It's ours. It's ours. Just like our house, we protective of our house. We protective of our kids, our clothes. We are not gonna let nobody come into our house and just do anything. So why are we allowing the enemy to come into our mind and use our mind as a playground? Why are we allowing that? You would hurry up and kick somebody out of your house if they was causing nonsense. You're not gonna entertain that. So what we have to do is stop entertaining the thoughts that the enemy sends into our life to steal our joy, to kill our dreams and our goals, and to destroy our destiny. We have to truly stop that. I pray that someone will be blessed by this message. Stay tuned and have a good night.